Hey everybody, just like you, every summer I wrestle with finding the balance, right? We want our kids to enjoy summer vacation, but the game calls to us. How long should we take off before we get them back in the game? And that's one of the reasons we really love what NHL Sense Arena is doing this offseason. They've rolled out new monthly training packs to give players a structured plan to follow all summer, so you're not wondering what they should be working on. They've also added creator packs featuring drills from NHL goaltenders Devin Cooley, Joey Decord, along with Brody True's Summer Skills Pack. It's a fun way for players and goalies to work on their hockey IQ, decision making, stick handling, reactions, and game situations right from their home in just 10 or 15 minutes. Perfect to keep them away from the ice, but get that hockey in. So if you've been thinking about trying Sense Arena, now is the time. Their off-season prices is always the lowest of the year, and Our Kids Play Hockey listeners can save an additional $25 with the promo code OKPH. So head over to hockey.sensearena.com, use that promo code OKPH, and keep your players sharp all summer long. Check out that website, then come on back and get yourselves sharp with this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. This episode is powered by NHL Sense Arena. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. We hope you're enjoying wherever you're at listening to this. You might be in the car with your parents next to you. You might be listening outside on your iPod or your phone or whatever you're using nowadays to listen to these. But today, we've got to talk to you about your team manager. We're kind of excited to talk to you about it because this is not a topic we've talked about before. To do that, we brought in our friend Christine, who is, we'll call her a super manager. She's managed some really high-level youth hockey teams. She manages 2 hockey teams during the season. Her kids are in the game. And we want to talk to you kids about how you can be great for your team manager and how your team manager is really a huge part of the team. Right, Christy?
Yeah. I love being a part of the team. And it's really fun to be able to do it and help you guys have an amazing season. And yeah, excited to be here today.
And Christine, a lot of kids might not really understand, what does a team manager do? What's your job on the team?
Yeah, no, good question. So if you're ever wondering how your hotels get booked, how your tournaments get booked, how your practices get booked, everything to do with the ice, that's going to be on your team manager. They're going to be the ones making sure that you guys have the best experience you can through the season. So team managers are usually the ones that coordinate, whether it's parties for your team, bonding on and off the ice, or even lunches or dinners when you guys travel. We're super happy to do it to make sure that you guys are having great weekends and getting to know all of your teammates.
I was going to ask, as a player, right, what can we tell our players? What can they do? What can they approach you with? If they, they're a player and maybe it's not, they want to go to the coach. But what are some of the things that you think that would be like a player would be open to say, okay, the manager knows what's going on. They know the schedule, and maybe they want to give you the best recommendation on the playlist for the in between period music. But what do you think players should be comfortable going to the manager with?
I love playlist suggestions from day one. So absolutely. Even we had to have a walkout song for our brick team. So what we had to do was have all the players vote on it. So I was the one that coordinated that. I love ideas. I think that if you're a player at any level and you have ideas, go talk to your manager. If there is something off ice that you guys want to do, like team bonding, mini golf or something, they're the ones that can see where it fits into the schedule and to make it happen. It might not happen just because it might not fit, but it's always good for them, all the managers, to understand what the kids want to do. Also, if you guys love playing knee hockey, go tell your manager, say, hey, is there a chance we can get an extra room at a hotel, or is there a time for this or that? That's helpful. Also, the managers are other parents on the team. They care about all the kids on the team. If you have a problem that you don't think needs to go to the coach and you don't feel comfortable talking to your parents about it, you can always ask the manager. And they're going to be the ones that can say, yes, we should talk to somebody else about it, or maybe give you a different perspective. I promise you, these are the people that want to volunteer their time for this. And so I do think that they're good soundboards. Don't be afraid to approach them with little or big things.
Awesome.
What was the walkout song? I think that's a very important conversational topic.
Wow, that is a great. So it was the Kevin James intro about "Start Your Engines."
Okay.
Because we loved the fact that we were an American team playing at the Edmonton Mall, and then Thunderstruck on 2X speed after. It was iconic.
That's a winner for multiple generations, what you just said
Yes.
there. Like you could come out to that song in
You know,
the 70s,
everyone.
80s, 90s today. My last question for you on this, for the kids specifically, is what's something you wish every kid knew about what you did that maybe you don't always get to say? We know, again, you made a great point. Kids, the way the practices get in those schedules, all those things, the manager's doing that. But you do a lot of things to help these kids and help these families, and you really care about the kids, Christine. I think that's one of the things that goes unsaid is how much you care about kids. But what's something you'd want to tell kids listening to this about managers that maybe they don't realize?
I promise the season's not going to be perfect. I can tell you that right now. You're not going to love every hotel. You're not going to love every 8 a.m. game on the tournament. There are just some things that are outside the manager's control. Complaining about it is fine. You're allowed to complain to anyone you want. But just know that if you're upset about it, I'm pretty sure your manager is also upset about it, trying to make everyone's lives easier or trying to make sure that you guys can start a tournament later. So maybe you spend one extra night at home, but it's just not always going to be possible. So just be patient because they're working in the background to try to make this the best experience for you. But sometimes it's just genuinely outside of their control.
Kids managing sounds a lot like coaching to me. All right.
Sure
We got a
does.
lot of people trying to do the best we can for you. And I think at the end of the day, kids, just like Christine said, and we've all said, it's so important you show a lot of respect to that manager on your team. They're doing a lot of work on your behalf, and they deserve your respect, and they deserve you to have conversations with them and thank them. Go up to them and show some gratitude. Tell them, hey, I really appreciate you planning this stuff. That would go so far, I think, with every manager listening to this show. And if you're in a car and your mom and dad or a manager or team, just look at them real quick because they're nodding right now. They're nodding right now in agreement. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of The Ride to the Kids. Kids, again, remember, wherever you're at on your hockey journey, we believe in you. You should too. For Christine, for Christy, and Mike, I'm Lee. We'll see you on the next episode, everybody. Take care.